Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I am playing Arcane in 7.2 with my boy Mez and Polo. It's pretty freaking awesome. I don't know if I've seen anyone really run this comp to high rating, or at least super high rating. I could be wrong, maybe I am wrong, but I don't know. But we're going for crazy bursts here in the opener. As always is Arcane, getting the Warlock so low, spamming Arcane Explosion to get my stacks back as always. And kind of our goal here is that I'm not going for many sheeps. As you'll see in this game and in the following couple games, I'm not really going for sheeps as Arcane. I'm sitting back, relaxing, and letting my Demon Hunter paralyze the healer. You know, maybe paralyze the healer into a kick or into a clone, and from there just stunning the main target and just doing high DPS or high burst into one of the targets. As you see, the Warlock actually gets to 1% there before using his Hellstone that tops him back up. If you guys didn't know, Hellstone for a UA Warlock pretty much instantly tops them. It's so much healing. So yeah. But now we're just playing back a little bit, doing more damage into the Warlock, and waiting for another setup. So our setups go, it's very similar to Windwalker Mage. As I've explained a million times in other videos, Windwalker Mage, our setup is paralyze healer into either a sheep or a clone or a kick, something like that. Paralyze the healer, or just nothing. Just paralyze the healer, stun the DPS, and burst into the DPS. Rinse and repeat over and over every single TR, and you should be doing alright. So, this is kind of what we're doing here with Demon Hunter. We're paralyzing the healer, stunning DPS, going ham on our burst opportunities. Here, look, my Arcane Power is coming back up. My Presence of Mind is back up. My Mark of Alunith is back up. It's kind of time to do some sick damage here to this Warlock. We get a Paralyze onto the healer. I'm popping Mark of Alunith, Arcane Power, Presence of Mind, all of my damaging abilities, and the Warlock just flops. So that's pretty much how it goes, guys. Once you pop everything, you get some Arcane Missiles off, your Mark of Alunith's going crazy, double Arcane Blast into a barrage, boom, guy just explodes. Especially when people are stacking, because of that Resonance talent that I've talked about in the past so much. When people are stacking as Arcane, you not only do cleave damage, but you do more damage, because you get 25% additional damage for each person that's stacking because of that talent. Here we're fighting Outlaw Rogue, Shadow Priest, Archer. So not sub, not assassin, but outlaw. The priest, as you can see, was running on the pillar. It was actually good for him to do that to avoid my opener, but he does get opened on anyway because he stops running. And we get Dispersion in the opener, we get Rogue Trinket, and we get Priest Trinket, but they force my Trinket as well, and I just Trinketed to get a Mongo opener. I do Arcane Barrage into that Dispersion. I probably shouldn't have. It was probably a mistake there. I thought I could maybe kill him through Disperse because I just had so much damage, but not very good. Not a very good strategy in the long run. So yeah, strategy here: kite the Rogue really far when he wants to go on me. I shouldn't even really need to Ice Block. I just kite the Rogue really far, sheep him in Jamaica, let my Druid handle him from there. Cyclones, Roots, etc. Once the Rogue is taken care of, then we can push in a little bit, do some stuff onto the Druid and the Priest, so incap the Druid, stun the Priest, and get some nice burst into that. One thing I have been noticing about Arcane, the more and more I play Arcane, the more and more I realize Arcane Missiles are just insane. Like, Arcane Blast is cool, Arcane Barrage is pretty awesome when people are stacking, but Arcane Missiles with an Arcane Power literally trashes someone from, like, if you get 2 entire missiles off, I think it's like, I don't know, 40% of someone's life each with Arcane Power and 4 stacks. So, but that's a lot of damage, you know, it's like 80% of someone's life or something. It's so insane. If you follow that with a Barrage or 2, you can absolutely destroy someone pretty much 100 to 0. So we get the Priest so low here, but he does have that skin up, keeping him topped, but all of that damage through skin almost forced Dispersion, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. Druid's getting low. I'd pop Arcane Power and doing damage to the Druid. I thought I could maybe get a little sneak attack on him, but he does go Bear Form. Very nice Bear Form. Getting damage off to the Priest. Not the best Arcane Power here. So not the best Arcane Power at all. What I should have done is just done my damage into the Priest with CCM the Druid, like our setups were in the past. Rogue is going on to me a little scary, but I do have both of my invis available. So right here I mass invis. He breaks me out, then I normal invis. It's probably Super 8s for him. I blink away, and I just hold my Ice Block. So like I'm saying, guys, you don't really even need Ice Block that much as an Arcane Mage. And look, then I blink back. This rogue is slowed in Jamaica. I blink back to a pillar. I have, you know, tons of invises, blinks, like... I don't really even need Ice Block, and if I do need Ice Block, it's usually just a misplay from either me or my partners or something weird, you know? You can pretty much never have to block his Arcane unless something goes really, really wrong. And that's why it's there. And you only have one Ice Block, but when you do use it, you usually really, really need it. Like, okay, I need a block now. But yeah, look at this, guys. Shadow Priest, no trinket. Druid, no trinket. Rogue, no trinket. And my Arcane Power comes up here in 15 seconds. I'm pretty excited here when they all have no trinkets, and I just know I'm going to rip through something. It's very exciting day as an Arcane Mage. I actually sheep there on the Druid. Don't sheep very much, but when I do, I think it's usually pretty good. And we do get Dispersion there. So now they have no Dispersion, no trinkets across the board, and I have Arcane Power coming up shortly. It's up right now. Sheep the Rogue. So I say I don't sheep much, but I sheep when I know I can't get stopped and I know it's needed. Those are like, both of those things have to be in place. I'm getting very low, so I pop my Mass Invis, blink away again, and I'm fine. So I don't have to Ice Block. Here I pop my Arcane Power, get up another barrage, or back to 4 stacks, another missiles into another barrage. That priest just had it coming. There's just no way you can survive that. An entire missiles into a barrage, Arcane Orb, another missiles into another barrage. I mean, that's like overkill. So there it is. Plus they were stacking, so I got my Resonance bonus damage off. So that's pretty insane burst right there. So now we're going into our last game, Feral Hunter. This is a survival hunter, and we're still playing the same setup, obviously. So I think, I don't want to say this for sure, but I think we kind of counter any double melee team. Just because I can't really die as an Arcane Mage if I'm playing well. My Druid shouldn't really die if he's playing well, and my Demon Hunter shouldn't die if he's playing well. What does that mean? It means we're 3 unkillable targets. It's kind of the same mechanism behind Windwalker Mage. If you have 3 unkillable targets, then you're eventually going to win in Dampening or something, because they just can't score a kill. So you kind of win by default by not dying, if that makes sense. So that's kind of the strategy we're going with here. When they're not focusing me, I can actually sheep a little bit more, just because more instances happen where I know I'm not going to get kicked. If I know I'm not going to get kicked, because no one's near me, I might as well go for a sheep or 2. So I might go for a couple sheeps this game, and that's totally a-okay. The Feral gets so low here. He does pop, I think that might be a second wall. He has no trinket already. Priest trinketed once already. Going for a sheep here onto the Priest. I fake the death, get that death out of the way, and then going for another full sheep here in a second, or I should be, yeah, going for a full sheep there on the Priest. And like I said, if I know I can't get kicked, there's no reason not to, but it's definitely not needed or anything like that. Feral has pain suppression. He's in bear form. He does kick me. It doesn't look like we're going to score a kill right this second, but we do have quite a bit of pressure, and I don't think we're going to go down anytime soon. I tried to displace back to avoid that fear. I guess it kind of worked. He did fear just Mez and my Druid there. I do get mind controlled into a trap, so that's a little unfortunate. Just waiting for this next opportunity here to CC the Priest into a big burst opportunity on the Feral. So much damage. I can't believe the Feral just lived that. So I Arcane Power double blast into a barrage there onto the Feral, but he does live. And that's because I didn't have those freaking missiles. So what I've been trying to do more and more often is get my missiles ready before I pop my one-shot, so then I can missiles during my one-shot. So here it is. Feral gets so low. I actually can't. During this game, I was just like, what? What? How is the Feral living over and over and over again at 1% freaking life? Pretty crazy. Props to this Feral for living for so long, but we do eventually just keep training him. Once they start stacking like this behind a pillar, it gets better and better, as I've said in the past. Once they start stacking, I just get more and more damage. Throw out those missiles, throw out a barrage, throw out another Arcane Orb, back to 4 stacks. I'm just doing so much AoE pressure here. We can also swap to the Hunter or to the Priest even at this point, but I think Feral with no walls is still looking pretty hot. Actually, you might have 1 wall back by now. But I do get my Mark of a Lunith off, spamming Arcane Explosion. We do get feared, which kind of sucks. Oh, I set this full fear. That is brutal. Arcane Explosion, I'm trying to get back up to 4 stacks here. I do get it. Every time I get a full missiles off, you know the target's in some trouble, but I do get kicked there. But I have an Arcane Power coming up here in about 5 seconds, and they have no trinkets, no walls. This next Arcane Power should spell out defeat or victory, for depending on what angle you're looking at it from. But Arcane Missiles, get an entire Arcane Missiles off, double Arcane Blast, trying to get another Missiles off here. Man, this Feral just runs to the pillar again, but we do get a triple stun, get an entire Missiles into a barrage, into another Arcane Orb to get back to 4 stacks, into a Bell of Silence, into a Clone, get another barrage off, and just spamming Arcane Blast, or Arcane Explosions to finish things off. So there it is, guys. Arcane Demon Hunter. Kind of an interesting little combo there. Works pretty well. Let me know what you guys think about it down below in the comments. Thumbs the video up if you did like it. Thumbs it down if you didn't. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!